The purpose of this video is to show how to change the transmit power level for the low power setting on the MD 2017, and the same procedure applies for the MD 380 and the MD 390. First thing to do is to find where your CPS program folder resides that holds the executable. If you go to your shortcut, choose Properties, look at where the target says it is, that'll tell you where it is. And you can click the Open File location. That'll take you to where the CPS program executes. Then you want to edit the setting.ini file. You may have to choose right click open and then choose Notepad, or you might have open with. I'm using Windows 7 in a VMware workstation. Depends on what operating system you're using, how you'll be able to edit. Sometimes you can just double click on the file and it'll bring it up in Notepad. And you want to look for the third item here, test mode equals 0. Change that to a 1. And then save the file. I'm not going to save it because I've already made my change. Once you save that file, you can minimize this because you're going to want to go back in there and change it back. Then run your CPS software, and before you do this next step, you need to have your radio turned on and the programming cable plugged into the radio so it can be ready. I think it reads the radio when you do this step right here. And what you do after you get your CPS software loaded is you hold the control down and hit the T key, T for Tango. Once you hit the Control T, it'll read in the data from your radio into this test mode. Here you see you have a bunch of different parameters here. You want to be very careful, don't change anything in here except for what you know what you want to do. In this case, I want to change the transmit low power. And here we have frequency ranges. And the instructions that I read said that you want to change column 5. So TX low power, column 5 would be right here. And originally this had the number 69 in there. And the instruction said to whatever number's in there to divide it by 2 and then put that number in. It should reduce the power level by 90%. So if the low power level was 1 watt, the documentation that I read, the instructions, said that now it should be 100 milliwatts. So I changed it from 69 to 34, and then you hit right. Once you hit right, it'll quickly program the radio, and then you want to exit. Get rid of everything. Go back in here. Change that test mode from 1 back to 0. The reason why I wanted to change the power level on my MD 2017 is because previously, whenever I transmitted, even on low power, to my open spot, I would hear pretty loud noise in my speakers even if I had the volume turned all the way down. So I always had to turn off the speakers completely, or else I would hear loud, boat motor noise in the speakers. Now that I changed it down, it's diminished by way more than half. So I do believe it has diminished the power level by approximately 90%. That's it for this demonstration. K7CET 73.